I hope you've had a good week. The great thing about half-term holidays is that it gives us all a bit of breathing space. It offers us the chance to catch up with old friends and colleagues in a much more relaxed atmosphere. I managed to do exactly that with an ex-colleague who has recently moved back to her roots in England from having had a decade of working in international schools across the world. She's now a Key Stage 1 teacher in a rural England primary school. She sounded quite dejected at the start of our call. She told me that she was beginning to realise she had made a big mistake in moving back. She felt her new ideas and fresh eyes weren't welcome in this fairly small school, and that she was being penned in by the attitudes and opinions of other staff members. Contrary to the impression she got during her interview and induction stages, she believes there isn't the drive for change that she was led to believe was present. She recounted that she's often been told, well, this is the way we do things around here, and you're just the same as we are, so there's no need to pretend differently, and just buckle down and learn our ways, and then you'll be fine. Her actual words to me were, I feel like a fish out of water. She is such a great and enthusiastic teacher with a wealth of original ideas, all rooted within a deep understanding of the importance of diversity amongst the children that she cares for. She teaches with respect and understanding and empathy. Ironically, she voiced many of the terms commonly used within diversity, equity and inclusivity, DEI, literature. I might look the same as other staff members, but I'm so different underneath. Echoes of stereotyping maybe? And it does hurt to be called Susie with the new ideas and here comes the whiz kid, when I'm actually now in my mid-40s with a knee injury, and so I'm not in any term whizzing anywhere. Examples of microaggressions here. As she noted, it gets very wearing. That's definitely a symptom associated with microaggressions. She went on to say that she was thinking of handing in her notice. After sympathising with her for a while and discussing some more self-preservation strategies for her to try, she asked how Musicbuds was doing and whether I still had my nose firmly pressed into the most current DEI research articles and books related to teaching young children. She didn't need to ask. She knew exactly what the answer was going to be. But then I had one of those light bulb moments. I've recently read a book called Representation Matters by Aisha Thomas, an ex-teacher, where the author actually interviews an early years consultant, Dr. Stella Louis, and I felt compelled to find the quote that so strongly resonated with me. Every child is unique and diverse, and so, of course, is every early years setting. Settings need to come to an understanding about their own structural barriers that may help to maintain inequality of representation. There is cause for early years settings to actively promote diversity and inclusion, ensuring that all children and their families are represented. The responsibility to start conversations about similarities and differences that will lead to more positive representations, where children and families feel included, valued and represented, lies not just with owners and managers, but all early years educators. I suggested if that's the case in the early years settings, then it's got to be the case in Key Stage 1 departments too. And if it's the case for children and their families, then it's surely got to start with individual members of staff as well. And perhaps that she is in the optimal position to bring about gentle, quiet change in simple steps and at a pace that is just slightly faster than glacial. Momentum is something that builds over time. Perhaps she's the first snowflake to fall, which will start to form a snowball within this particular school. She seemed energised and enthused by the end of our conversation and my promise that I'd send her a copy of the book, and started to think about the ways in which she could turn her own experiences within the school as examples to benefit the children. She thought she might start at the top through a candid conversation with the head, suggesting that all the staff could benefit from some focused DEI training sometime soon. I wished her well and look forward to hearing how she gets on in our next call during the Easter break. I really hope that some of her empathy rubs off on those around her so that she can start to feel a little more comfortable in her setting. Wishing you comfort, empathy and respect within your own setting too this week, whether that be enjoying a welcome few days off or returning to the fray. See you next time.